and welcome to the League, exploring the League of Legends lore from A to Z. My name is Rebecca.
And I'm John.
My name is Mark.
Today we're talking about Rise of the Thorns Zyra, who was released July 24th, 2012. For anybody who's been keeping up, I have been dying for a champion to be released on my birthday. For it to have been Zyra, my main, and the last champion would have been so hype. But my birthday's July 23rd.
That's so close.
You know what?
Seeing that, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
You know what's hilarious, too? Knowing Riot, especially at that point, there's a very good chance her release got delayed at least a day.
Probably.
I think they went back in time and they changed her release date.
I think so.
As we've been doing this podcast.
They knew I desperately wanted
Right.
a champion on my birthday. Oh, anyway, we doing impressions? What's she sound like? Oh,
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't think about it at all.
I did write down a quote, and as I was looking at all her quotes, I was like, why am I looking at these? These are, like, in my soul. Like, I know. She's probably the champion I've played the most.
You should go last then.
Find one?
No, you got it.
Yeah, let me
You'll make
find
something
one.
up.
I go last?
No.
No, John always
I
goes
think you go
last.
last. I guess that's fine.
Oh, we got to do plant puns, honey.
Ooh,
Do you have some lined up?
Not even a one, but I'll think of some as we go along.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
You're a real thorn in my side.
I'm sure some will bloom.
Look, we gotta get this episode going. Let's put the pedal to the metal, okay? All right. I hear her say this shit a lot. She says, "Just wait."
That's good.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay. Choke the life from them.
Just a harmless flower.
Oh, you were so breathy. You had it.
Very breathy. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I my flowers like air, you know?
Your flowers need water? Mm-mm.
No. Mm-mm. Only O2 for my flowers.
That's what plants crave. Zyra has like a shocking amount of stuff linked on her page for some reason. There's a bio, a short story, a new Dawn, the cinematic. There's an art gallery, an art spotlight video, and a new Dawn behind the scenes. They also do link her theme, which is very hit or miss. But this was apparently during the time when they were like, put it all on there.
Just do
Anything
it.
she's remotely in. There's a booby leaf. Let's go. Slap it on her page.
Right. And you can tell they
really
stopped doing
really
that immediately.
Someone likes the leaf boobs.
Those leaf tits, tell you what.
They're very good, is the thing.
Double B's for buds.
Those are not double B's, honey. Okay. Yeah. Should I start? Should I talk about the bio?
Do it.
Okay.
By Mark Collins
Sure.
and Lori Golding.
Oh, thank you. Zyra was once a normal garden in Ixtal. It was called the Garden of Zyr or Zyr? Zyr? It's Z-Y-R. I don't know how you're supposed to say that.
Right? I'm just going to say Zyre. Just
Zyre?
because, like,
'Cause it's like they
it's
just took
Zyra,
the-
and they just took
It
the
ma-
A off.
It makes sense.
It is really funny. And then when she pops out of the ground, she's like, I'm Zyra, though.
Right? Apostrophe.
Should have just been... She didn't come from the void, John. Okay, anyway. The Garden of Zyr, I can't say Zyre, it's ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. It's described as being between the great rivers that divide eastern Shurima. The garden had been affected by elemental magic and now grew carnivorous plants that would eat kind of whatever wandered into it. They were just a happy little garden, though, spreading around, eating people, until a group of soldiers stumbled in. They were looking for some kind of prize rumored to be there. We will never know what that was. It's been lost to time, as they say.
Much like Zillion, this is just a random group of people marching south of the border for some reason that's unspecified.
I love it. I do love that. Like, no one knows why. No one knows anything. Don't worry about it.
I guess it was a long time ago. But yeah, anyway. But
Yeah.
Riot should know. Anyway.
Someone should.
Someone should have this written down. So the soldiers were no match for the plants there, so they got help from a sorceress who was the one who led them all there in the first place. She blew the place up with some kind of runes. This seemed to be during the time of the Rune Wars, actually, and a little spark made the explosion much too big. It killed everything miles around, and no one ever lived after the Rune Wars to know about the garden and what happened to it. It was lost to memory. Centuries went by, and the garden remained lifeless at the surface, but underground there was a little seed pod.
Little bitty seed pod.
Little bitty seed pod, and it grew big old titties. It's very important that she had really big breasts. And out popped Zyra, who had some memories of the sun and death in that place. That was about it. Zyra started to wander around. No one really liked her. She couldn't connect with anyone. You know, no one got her.
Right?
No one gets Zyra.
They just want to eat people, and like they don't like that.
I'm shocked, honestly. They couldn't find, I mean, she probably could find some people who are like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, right. Go to
Runeterra,
Zon.
baby.
From what I know, about half the people in Runeterra also want to eat people.
Yeah, that's very true. Zyra basically decided everything alive was disrespecting the land or some shit like that, and it made her real pissed off. So she now just kills whoever for no real reason other than they're alive. The bio ends talking about how the rivers in Shurima are running again, and some new flowers are slowly spreading westward and will not be stopped.
Hey.
That's the bio.
Real quick, because we did say that we were going to run an ad before we started this.
Oh, we fucking forgot. Let's do that.
And then we completely forgot.
So
We're
sorry.
We're
going to
run an ad real quick.
Let's take a break. We'll say hi to Heart.
We're going to take
Hi,
like a 1 minute break to run this ad so that people don't have an ad like in the middle.
Yeah.
But we'll be back in a second.
Let the bio sit. Let it ferment.
Is Zyra Shuriman? That's a good question. Oh, they might be getting an ad while we're talking about it. Damn.
I mean, the non-subscribers are.
I know, but that person might not be a subscriber. Can you tell?
It's true.
I'm going to say Jidicus Maximus. I don't
recognize
unless
the
someone
name.
has gifted them a sub. I don't recognize.
Well, we can. I mean, you just wait. They can wait with bated breath.
Yeah.
Is she Shuriman?
Not really.
Watch this ad for Mercedes to find out.
I mean, to be fair, we'll get into this later too, but she's Ixtalan, isn't she? Didn't we get this confirmed in Milio's lore?
Yeah, I think so.
It's even
it says on her
her
page that she's from Ixtal.
On her page. Yeah.
King of Hearts
Let
with
me
a
know
gift sub to Jidicus
Oh my
Maximus.
God, Heart, you're very nice.
Thanks so much, buddy. Jidicus, we were just talking about you.
Yeah,
And in the
yeah.
darkness, a hand reached out, pulled you out
Fuck
of the
them
muck.
ads.
Your question sparked some discussion.
Yeah.
You said she's a Stali.
Yeah, she's definitely from Ixtal.
All right, ad's over.
Okay, good. But yeah, Shurima and Ixtal, it seems to get a little wonky there.
A little fuzzy.
Where
Yeah, that's
one
also
begins
true.
and the other ends or something like
Yeah.
that.
Look, do you look like you're from Egypt? You're Shurima. Do you look like you're in the jungle? Ishtal, get the fuck over there.
Do you have a mask on with a million different eyes on it? You're Jax.
Or Master Yi.
Could be anything.
Do you smell like
Could be
eggs?
anyway.
I was not expecting to get a Kamungu drop in this
Right?
lore.
And then it pops up again.
Yeah.
With like a
What is
new
that
name,
place
even,
again?
as if it's changed.
That's some old school lore. The
Oh, okay.
Kamungu
Yeah.
jungles where like Ramus used to be from and all that shit.
Oh.
I thought they
Anyone
had
who,
fully
like,
given up on it, which I think they still
Yeah.
did
They just
for the
forgot it was
Zyra
here.
bio. And then
Yeah.
the short story, they were like, can we work with it? We can work with it. What is it now? Kamunjin? We'll give it a slightly different name, but it's the same jungle.
The amount of times
was
Riot does that is really funny.
I was trying to figure out, is that just a fuck up? Is that just a typo? Or is that like intentional, as if the name has slightly kind of changed over
right?
centuries, right?
The new name for the record,
And
Kamungra.
does the difference matter? Yeah, right.
Kamungus.
Come on. Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. It shocked me too, honestly. Right?
Anyway, Zyra's bio. I don't fucking like it. Gotta
You don't
say.
like it?
Not really. I kind of liked everything to start, I guess. I don't like Zyra's goal is just killing everyone. That's never a fan. Like, I'm never a fan of that kind of goal for an antagonist. I don't find that fun at all. And for her, I don't feel the reason behind it. I don't know. She's supposed to be more advanced than her carnivorous plant ancestors or whatever. I just don't feel it. I don't know.
Honestly, I
even
feel
her,
like her
like-
old lore was kind of a little bit better, at least in
Oh.
terms of motivation. Like,
Motivation, yeah. There's things about the old lore that I don't prefer as much. I think we can talk about it when we get to it. I was gonna say, like, even in the bio, like, she, for example, she doesn't know why she calls herself Zyra. She kind of lacks a lot of strong motivators, strong drive, right?
Yeah. It was kind of like Riot wasn't sure what to do, so then they're like, but that's okay as long as we say that she also is unsure of what to do.
That would work once, Riot, but after the 20th time.
Yeah.
Speaking of after the 20th time. So, in that very instant, a rogue spark ignited the gases of the swamp, and the resulting magical explosion obliterated every living thing for miles around. An entire area obliterated by mysterious magic? What is this, the Shadow Isles? Sorry, what is this, Acathia? Sorry, what is this, Combe? No, sorry, what is this, Belveth? Sorry, what is this, Rygan's Reach? Sorry, what is this, Havenfall? Sorry, what is this, Geome Pass? Sorry, what is this, Neanthe?
He's got like 6 more to
Sorry,
go.
what is this, Nashrame? Sorry, what is this, Hearthhome? Sorry, what is this, Wuju? Wait, is this Vakora?
The fact that you went through and found all of those, John, is impressive.
I do appreciate it. Right.
That is a lot of towns.
Look, Runeterra sucks ass. Like I said before, I'll say it again. And
0 out of 10 on Yelp.
I like how that's going to be our new slogan for this. Our new thing when we're complaining about a rando we have in League is we'll just be like, League's a hard game, man. We gotta let it go. League's hard. Mark started that one too. And now it's some dumbass shit's going on in Runeterra. Runeterra sucks, man.
Runeterra sucks.
It sucks. You don't want to be
so
there.
bad.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
I appreciate all the faith in chat on this one.
Yeah, John just says this in his brain. He doesn't look it up at all.
Something's been triggered within it. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, she likes strong motivators and
Personality.
I don't know. In some ways, I guess personality is a hard one too, right? It's hard. It's like in some ways, maybe I don't care that much about getting like a piece from Zyra's perspective, for example.
Yeah.
But I think you would need to harp on things more. Like I like the idea that she's. We'll talk about maybe with a short story. I'll hold off, but I like the idea broadly, or the idea of doing like a hive mind thing with her, where she's which they kind of I guess hint at in some places here, but I'd like them to hammer on it harder. Maybe.
Yeah. Other than that, feels a lot like Belveth or something, right? Like she kind of has.
I got a lot of Belveth vibes from her, to be frank.
For sure.
Void thing going on. Yeah,
but
I
Zyra
feel
was
like
here first.
Zyra was here first.
That's
you
true.
bitch. You fucking manta ray flapping around.
She was the first person who had the name of the place that she consumed.
She
in the name.
consumed. Oh man, you're right. This is what happens, by the way, when we're like, "Oh, Mark froze again." Now you guys can see it too.
Right,
He
live,
looks happy.
baby.
He's
He
in a
does
good mood.
often freeze in really happy poses.
He
so.
does. Yeah. Look at him. That's our guy. Okay, he's
And
back.
he's back.
I'm back. Sorry, I'm not
okay.
the cable loose. I got excited about Zyra.
I feel like Zyra could benefit. I don't feel like this often, but I feel like she could definitely benefit from just more voice lines to fill
Yeah.
out the bits of her personality that are not going to work through stories.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's honestly, you kind of have to define it in the first place.
Well, budget poison ivy.
She is
That's the
kinda
thing. That's what I was
just
gonna-
right. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say about like her goal of being just kill everything. Is that I mean, she's just poison ivy, right?
Except
So
poison
it's-
ivy is like I honestly would prefer she just has more of a poison ivy vibe to her, whereas poison ivy is more of like a eco terrorist, which I
Right.
really love. And
I guess that's true. Yeah,
I guess
she's
I
more
could
just
do
like
that
a-
with Zyra too. She's not trying to kill everything on Earth. She can understand that some things are contributing to Runeterra and the land,
You know, it's
but
funny.
goes
It's
after
funny
the
you
people
mentioned
who
that.
are. Yeah. Oh.
It's funny you mentioned that because in her old lore, one of the big like inciting problem for her and her species is that they just kill everything and then there's nothing to eat.
Oh.
They fucking Noxist themselves.
See,
Yeah.
I would take that, I guess, because that again, it's something.
Sure. Yeah. It's funny because like there are things I like about the bio. I think I like that I like the way it's written. Maybe not the content so much, but
Yeah, me
unlike
too.
a lot of other bios, it's got like a little narrative flair to it. Like
Yeah.
when they're talking about how there's still energy in the land, they describe it as having like curdled, which I thought was kind of a neat way of.
Yeah.
It's like an image to paint.
I should specify. I just didn't like the plot. Not that I didn't dislike the writing.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's like it's way too thin, which is weird because I also thought that the short story was good. I like the short story, but like that's just like a little thing. I don't know.
I will say too, I forgot to double check this. I literally wrote a note for myself to go back and double check this and then didn't do it. But one of the last lines of the bio is, as the rivers of Shurima begin to run anew, strange flora has been sighted on their banks, spreading slowly westward with each passing season. Whether pulled from the earth or purged by fire, the growth does not seem to be slowing. And I was pretty sure, without double checking this, and I forgot to double check, so we'll never know. I was pretty sure that line was just added after the fact. Like the lore we see for Zyra is like still pretty old lore, but then when they did the whole Zyra event, they were like, ooh, but we can add this whole thing at the end maybe about like the and then tie it back to modern lore potentially. But I only looked up the original bio and not like the second version of it, so I have no idea if that's true or not.
Yeah, I didn't either. Yeah, I didn't either. I kind of I don't mind it frankly because it's something you could do with her. I thought a lot of what you could do with Zyra, since we're talking about it, would be to have her. I really like the idea of her interacting with Kiana and them forming some sort of weird alliance. Because she has a vested interest in stopping. Like Kiana could present some real, like, you know, hey, if you want to stop things from being crushed and destroyed, like the Piltovans are way worse than we are. You know, you'll get regular food, I suppose, whatever it is that Zyra wants.
We'll feed you all the peoples.
Yeah, and it kind of plays. It really keeps harping on the Kiana being a real piece of shit. Like just like working with like this monster just to further whatever her goal is. And it's like, you know,
yeah,
it's something you could do. And then we tie her into like Ixtal, which has been getting a lot of play lately, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. I think a lot of this was done before they really rethought about Ixtal, and so right now they kind of have her spreading out into Shurima, which it doesn't seem accurate anymore. I think she's more
I think you're right.
Kind of in this other area.
Right. If she's looking for life to consume, man, did she go to the wrong fucking area?
Shurima ain't it, girl. I don't know if she would beat the void, plant versus void. I don't know. It's hard to say. That would be interesting to have her be kind of a foil for the void as well, if they want to go into Shurima.
They both want to destroy everything, but when she's done destroying everything, there's just like life everywhere.
It's just like it seems like a lot of stuff is kind of that is really fun actually. You know, she's kind of going underground and above ground a little bit, and so is the void, and so them like colliding into each other would be interesting, but I don't think they'll ever do that. In the Void event, that's definitely coming.
Definitely any day,
it's
guys.
Happen any time now.
Void event, here we come.
2025, probably. I was going to say 2024, but...
Damn it, we're done there already.
You think it's going to be that early? Yeah. Yeah, I guess when I thought of Zyra, the plot was very whatever, but I think that she's positioned and you know, just the living plant, like I said, hive mind thing is neat enough that like you do kind of anything with her. You just need to give her a little bit more. I don't know.
Would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on the bio?
Short story time.
Yeah, we can hop into it. Was the bio also by Matt Dunn?
No, it was not.
Oh, okay.
It was two other people, Mark Collins and Lori Golding.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's always interesting to have like the dual credits on anything, especially like a bio. I guess bios kind of get that more often than not. So
yeah, I'm curious if that's another thing that also makes me think that it has been updated. Like someone wrote the original one, and then like someone else went back in and just added a line at the end.
Yeah.
Hey, I earned my byline, baby.
Hey, take what you can give, man. Okay, so this one's called With the Flowers. It's by Matt Dunn, like I said. This takes place in they call it Tonica, but I looked that up and I think it's just in Ixtal. It's in like northeast of the Shurian continent. Anyway, and it's following a woman named Hatili, and she is her and her husband are opening up a merchant business, but she also seems to be, I don't know, what did y'all say, like a crypto botanist almost? Like they seem they know like these weird flowers real well.
Yeah, she's after those
Yeah.
NFTs, the non-fungus token.
Not. Jiminy Christmas.
Shut up. That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that's a good one. So anyway, Hatili is at a florist shop, and she's looking at all the pretty flowers, but she's centered on this rare night blooming Zykid. And it's this weird bulb it's not like the other flowers, right? It doesn't just show its
not a
colors
normal
for anyone.
everyday bulb in
Doesn't
Shurima.
show its colors to anyone.
There's
You gotta
a
get
line
to know
that's
it
like
first. Yeah.
that. Hatili was not swayed. Sapphire roses and pearls of the moon flashed their colors for any eyes to see. The fucking sluts.
Why buy the flower? Right?
When you're getting the pollen for free or whatever. Yeah. But anyway, she buys the Zykid, and there's a neat little stinger at the end of this section where she's buying it, and she notices that it has these sort of drifting, I don't know, vines or tentacles or whatever, and then one's got a hold of something, and the guy's like, oh yeah, they pick up things that are near them. Looks like this one's grafted to bone. That's weird. Don't worry about
Hope
it.
this isn't foreshadowing.
Right?
I
Anyway,
feel
enjoy
bad
it.
for this couple, but also, like, I don't know, man. You shouldn't have bought that.
It sounds like a cool flower. I don't know.
It does
It
sound like a
does.
cool
Bone
flower.
notwithstanding. So Hatili goes home to her husband Casworth, which I really like that name. I'm gonna steal
Right?
that name for something. I don't know.
It sounds like the offspring of a talking clock and a talking nanny bot.
I can see the clock because you're just thinking Cogsworth,
Codsworth.
but I don't
The
get
other,
the
the other one
bot.
was the Fallout bot.
Oh, Codsworth. Got you.
Okay, this is an Okay, I'm gonna put a pin in that because that's an interesting enough idea. Anyway, he's working late. He's gonna stay up late to work on their merchant business that they're opening up, and she's brought the flower to him. And she's like, well, don't stay up too late. He's like, he's gonna play a few ARAMs. Anyway,
I'll be right to bed. Don't worry.
right. Hatili wakes up to feel this kind of tickling, creeping sensation on her ankle. And she's like, fucking fire ants. She goes to kick it off, but it's not fire ants. It is vines that have kind of wriggled up onto her ankle. Even as she's trying to pull them off, they kind of grip tighter and sprout thorns. And she finally is able to get them off and sees that the growth is kind of coming from under the bedroom door. And she follows it down to Casworth's study, and it's getting thicker and denser. And at the center of it, she sees this giant unbloomed flower. And she looks over to where Casworth's desk is, and he's just covered in leaves and vegetation. The whole study is covered in like this grotesque vegetation. It's described as very like I want to say like biological, fleshy, and they say there are these things that like are finger like that kind of pulse as if they're breathing. It's very gross.
Yeah.
But sitting in that chair is her husband, completely coated in growth. She goes to start pulling him out, and he's super dead, y'all. He's super dead.
He didn't make it, folks. Sorry.
gone.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. And as she's kind of coming to grips with it, the flower sort of blooms and outsteps Zyra. And Hatili is freaking out. And as Zyra is kind of approaching her and talking to her, they kind of describe it as like smells are kind of coming to her. And as she's smelling, she's starting to like see in her mind's eye these flowers that she's never seen before, but she knows the names of. And it's like Zyra influencing her and showing her visions almost through these, like, I don't know, pheromones maybe, whatever. And Hatili is being like inundated with these visions of like the world covered in Zyra's vegetation, and it almost kind of becoming, I don't know, I don't want to say hypnotized, more like enraptured by it, where she can't even like get out of what these visions are flashing through her mind, and doesn't even stop the plants as they start to eat her. And the killer, the last line is killer because it's like Zyra's talking to her, and it's like, Hatili did not respond, for she was with the flowers, which is what you should say when you kill someone. Yeah. And then you go Zyra. So. But yeah, that's the story.
It's good. It's
like
very horror, more horror based than I thought it was going to be. It did a little bit remind me of that Goosebumps episode that we watched.
What's the one with the
before Poppy was
parents
born.
in the basement?
Yeah,
Don't
like
go
with
in the
dad
Don't go in the basement or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
except like spookier.
How dare you?
Yeah, this was good. I like this depiction of Zyra a lot. I can kind of get down with the idea of what she does a little bit more with this perspective, I guess. I do have a hard time envisioning that, like, supermodel from Victoria's Secret walking out of a flower. It's really very funny to me.
Although I've seen that Victoria's Secret commercial, I feel like at least once.
I'll also say sometimes a story will do really well in like reflecting the gameplay. Not so much with Zyra. None of this ever feels like how she kind of is in game, which is fine. It's definitely not like a complaint I have. It's just very cool when they're able to write a good story and make it feel like the champion in the game.
What about her pheromone attacks in game?
Yeah, this is more like
Right.
old Ari or something, or Evelyn. She's
Sure.
very Evelyn in the stories, I think, more than anything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially surely in her visual design, right? I would really love her to get an updated design, and I think if they really, again, harped harder on like body horror things. What's that thing where you don't like it when there's a bunch of holes in things?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
tryptophobia, something like that.
That, yeah, do a lot of that on her. I want
People
like,
would not be
her,
happy, but yeah.
Oh man, but I'd love it, man. If her flesh was like honeycombed in certain parts and had things, I would. You know, I
definitely
think,
want her to be much creepier in game. That would be really, really cool. As hot as she is, she's very hot. Lean into the horror of it.
Raldor just said more a succulent than a succubus.
You're right, though. She is more succubus than succulent. Well, oh gosh, because succulent can mean
Ayo.
too, you know.
What could it mean?
I like it though.
That's what you do
I
to
like it.
things.
At least with this one, there was no. I could be wrong. Like, there's not really a. No, they do like describe her as like having deadly beauty. I was gonna say they do describe some of her physically, but for the most part, I didn't remember it being very.
Yeah.
You know, like think 2009 Journal of Justice would handle Zyra. You know what I mean?
She breasted boobily across the room.
Right.
Yeah, shit like that, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's like one little mention of it, and I think for the most part, just talking about like the way her eyes look, and again, you know, the grossness of her more than. Oh wow! Yeah, I know he's dead and all, but damn, son.
I feel like I would not be able to look at anything but those boobies if, like, she were to just pop out of a flower.
All those scents would be unnecessary.
I would be
like,
so
you don't need
confused.
to. You don't need to.
I'm good.
Hypnotized
I'm
already, lady.
But also, are you a mammal? Do you have milk? Do you produce?
Sure. What's it?
What's the Steinman situation?
That's always a massive pet peeve of mine when creatures that aren't mammals have boobs.
Man, talking about sticky titties. I don't know, man.
Sticky titties, Mark. That's fucking wild.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I brought that evil into the world. I don't know.
No, evil.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting at the very beginning of the story when the old man, or like the old florist, was like, oh, no, you don't want that. It's a rare, night-blooming zycad plucked from the southern jungles where sunlight never touches the forest floor. Like,
how is that not enticing?
Right?
That's the point, huh?
Oh, this super rare flower that's next to impossible to acquire on your own, this thing, you don't want it.
Okay, so I had that thought, and I don't know if this was intentional by the writer, but consider the idea that maybe he is working, like he's under some sort of ensnarement of Zyra.
I like that a lot, yeah. Or he's just making a sale, but yeah, I do like the idea.
Right, that's probably the more reasonable one. But because I had the thought of like, okay, I know Zyra pops up out here, but like, is this actually like just Zyra? Was she just this little like bulb? Like, are we supposed to understand? Because from the way the bio describes it, is she every bulb? Exactly, right? Could you have many Zyras popping around?
She's LeBlanc. She's the new LeBlanc. Oh my god!
I had a lot of thought of that too. Like her and LeBlanc. Oh my god! Could you imagine like the bar where all the Zyra clones and LeBlanc clones hang out? It's like, oh my god, LeBlanc Prime's on my ass. I burned out another academy.
It's like I simultaneously really want to walk into that bar and really don't want to walk into that bar. You know what I mean? It'd be the best night of my life, but it'd also be the last night of my life.
The shortest night of your life.
Would it be worth it? It's hard to say.
Oh, man, the such crucial decisions that life casts before us, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I don't know. I thought that's why I was talking about the hive mind thing, because that's when the idea struck me. I was like, surely this isn't the only Zyra, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't like the idea that there's multiple physical Zyras.
Zyras. I kind of did. I like the idea of a bunch of little avatars of her in different places, but I don't know. I could be swayed that she more does she just travels through the
plant somehow. Yeah.
She's kind of like Vladimir slurping through the pipes.
Just getting flushed down toilets and shit. Yeah.
Okay, this is completely unrelated to Zyra, but
great.
Did anyone? There's a paragraph that starts with the sentence "Casworth with bent over his antique desk."
John!
Did anyone else read that and just like?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I read that line and I was like, "Excuse me," and it then goes on to say like, "Oh, he was taking notes in a journal or something like that." But having the first line of your paragraph be Casworth with bent over his antique
I think
desks
maybe you were doing a little something before you rereading this story.
I wasn't doing it before, but I was certainly doing it after with saucy writing like this.
Mm-hmm. More like that Asworth, you know what I'm saying?
Ayo.
No, I did not have that thought at all.
Oh,
maybe I read really
me
fast.
neither.
I don't know. It'd be weird. Who wants to see this sexy nerdy guy with his notes bent over the desk? You know what I mean?
I mean, now that we're talking about it more, it sounds great, but
sure, right?
I was thinking a little bit when the vines were crawling up her leg in bed. See, that was like saucy to me.
That was.
But I think we're really
Dead vibe?
Right, Evil Dead. There.
We're getting a nice reflection of the types of porn we must watch.
I like the part where they kiss romantically. Right. I think that's a real gets you hot under the collar. You know what I mean?
When they're married and his wife comes home and it's consensual.
Yeah, and he says, "Good night, wife. I love you."
Good night, wife. Good night, husband.
That actually was really sweet. I really liked them. We see such a small window of these two people, but they're so supportive and kind and good to each other, and then they die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for being pretty short, it's really effective. I do want to say again, I really like this story. It was a lot of fun. I was very surprised that she even had a short story, let alone one that was
a good one.
Like,
yeah,
it's kind of creepy. You know?
Yeah, it's really well written. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I also just dig on like gross plant body horror.
I love body horror. I got some book recs for you, Mark. If that's something you're into,
and some website recs, but we can't talk about
honey. I was thinking books. Wilder Girls was the first that popped ahead. We read that for book club. I don't know if Mark read that one though. You did?
Yeah, we were.
I was gonna say he was in the book club
I wasn't sure. I didn't remember if he was there for that. My God, this was like 5 years ago, y'all, that we talked about that book.
I liked it so much that I bought it for my sister.
Oh shit!
Ooh, yeah, I still love that cover.
Anyway.
It's still facing out on my bookshelf. It's funny.
But yeah, that's a really good thing to draw on for like inspiration of what I'd like them to do with Zyra. Also.
Yeah. Yep.
Stuff like that.
I agree.
I loved this one line here. It was just the mother of understatement. The room was covered floor to ceiling with floral growth. A riot of obscene colors danced in her lantern's flicker. Exotic bulbs dangled from the walls, their finger-like leaves undulating as if drawing breath. Bits of ceramic and soil lay strewn about. The Zycid had outgrown its habitat.
little bit.
Oh, we gotta get you a new pie. You're just...
I also do love that there was a line here right before he went to, because he had to stay up late, and the reason being that the partners in his business had concerns about the shipping lanes. And I feel like every good story has to touch on shipping lanes at some point.
I think there was even a mention where she kind of like started to get glazed over as he was talking about it, and he's like, okay, just go to bed. You don't have to hear this.
It keeps you connected to the world. You know what I mean? That's what we all come here for.
Yeah,
them shipping lanes.
Shipping lanes, John.
That's I guess that's fair.
That's when Star Wars got good.
The almighty dollar.
Started talking about
trade negotiations.
Trade negotiations, yeah. It's the best way to use the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Well, that's all I had for the short story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good one. It's shocking.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Seriously, I want to say
Yeah.
I was fully expecting no short story for Zyra.
I thought we were going to get a color story, but that it was going to just be very boring and expected, I guess. And it was predictable. Like, we kind of knew it was coming, but it was still graphic in a way I wasn't expecting. Yeah. I always like when we get a little horror. Like, it was well written. Yeah.
Now, as mentioned, she does also show up in Emilio's Super Special Adventures by Elise Lemoy.
So surprisingly,
which I just have the whole, it's a short snippet here from Emilio's journal back to his family, in case you're unfamiliar with the story. It's just a bunch of journal entry, or a bunch of letters that he's writing to his family back at home. First, did you know there's a lady made of plants in the jungle? I heard lots of whispers about her in the last village, but I thought it was just scary stories for babies or something. Boy, was I wrong. I actually saw her one night. She was covered in petals and vines and leaves and everything. But her little seed friends looked really sharp. Don't worry, Mama, Papa, I didn't go say hi, but I kind of wish I did.
Interesting. I wonder if Zyra would have killed him.
Yeah.
The expectation is yes, right? Yeah. Interesting.
Although he does have flame that he just carries around with him at all times.
That's true. I feel like he would probably be able to get away.
Yeah.
Sure, it's friendly flame.
That's because he's a League of Legends champion.
That's
fair.
Sure. Yeah. That's the real reason.
We say that, but Zyra didn't make it through her own cinematic, so...
You know what, man? This shit is not canon, okay? Let's get that fucking clear.
Well, plants don't block the REQ. I mean, come on.
It's true.
Don't hide behind minions to block a skill shot that goes through minions.
Right? Dodge it, bitch.
Especially when it does more damage on the way back. Come on!
I
straight
just
up
love this
always
because
forget she's in that cinematic, by the way. Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
I don't forget, because she shows up and is like...
Oh, shit, those are jiggly. Yep.
Right? What was I going to say? Oh, I don't know. This was just like very much Riot. Like, hey, by the way, we know Zyra's still around. She's still here, baby. Stick around.
But that was like 10 years ago.
Well, I think.
Oh, no, the Emilio one. Right? We're talking about New Dawn.
That's
in my
what I mean.
Head. Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, that's all. I don't have much for that Emilio one.
Now, I'm going to touch a little bit on something that is obviously not canon, but also not part of any AU that I can specifically think of, because it's Punches and Plants, baby.
What the hell is that?
It's a comic.
I don't know what this is.
Where Zyra is Vi's partner in Piltover in the Enforcers.
Oh, okay.
It's that story where it's kind of, they've got
we talked about that with Vi, I remember.
Yeah,
because Zyra doesn't have a skin for it.
She doesn't have a skin for it. No. It's just kind of like just a fun little comic.
Yeah.
But they're on the case trying to figure out the secret identity of the big bad, who turns out to be Blitzcrank, who works on the Force with them, and he was being overtaken by some evil programming. It wasn't really him, guys. Don't worry.
Blitzcrank is good.
As disappointed as his father Victor is, he really wanted him to grow up to be a villain. Yeah. But we do see that Zyra's just... It said that she graduated top of her class, and that's why she was partnered with Vi. But she just seems awful at everything.
Aww.
She tries to make a disguise so that she can blend in. All she does is put a mustache on herself and call herself Zyro.
That's very good, honey. I would have fallen for it.
Yeah, they saw through it.
Is that what she would have called herself if she had popped out and
didn't have
like
titties?
a dude?
There was just a big dong hanging instead.
Just
my name's
Zyro. With like a little fig leaf. He's really like really Adam and Eve in it over there.
You just gave me flashbacks to watching like Dragon Ball Z when I was young, and just having this little plant on like baby Gohan as he was walking around, because in the actual Japanese, he probably had his little dingling out.
Yeah, it's just out. Who gives a fuck?
In America, though, you can't see that. Would have corrupted my little brain.
Yeah.
Clearly, I came out uncorrupted.
Totally.
Right.
Anyway, what did Zyro do?
She got figured out immediately and then picked up by the bad guys, and then Vi had to fight their way out. She was very surprised I saw through her disguise.
I mean, you said all she does is keep doing everything wrong. This sounds like one mistake.
Okay, also her very first outing, she decided she was going to do a pincer attack against Evelyn and Twitch. and they turned invisible. So instead, she vined up Vi, who was chasing them from behind.
I mean, that's not.
Did they make like a vined pun?
They didn't.
Oh, they should.
Well,
Not a one.
Maybe she was trying to set up for the pun and Vi fucked up. It kind of sounds like Vi's fault.
This sounds like Vi's fault. Vi was in the way. How do you know people can go invisible? That's a big weakness of mine in League 2. When someone disappears, I can't figure out where they went. It's gone.
In fairness, it
Even
did
when you
happen
kill them?
right next to a vendor who had a big sign outside saying, "Don't forget your pink warts."
That's adorable. Stop it.
But yeah, those are cute comics. You should read them.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure I will in the future.
I read a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a funny little conceit. I would like to spend like a couple episodes going through those comics like in depth, because like not just those ones, but like the Olaf versus everything.
Maybe that can be a future episode. Is all the
Academy
comics
ones too. There's a lot of Academy ones.
It might be a 2-parter.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
3-parter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the canon stuff. In terms of her old bio, so I feel like one of the things that I liked about it was as opposed to just being kind of a plant, it said like longing to take control of her fate, the ancient dying plant Zyra transferred her consciousness into a human body for a second chance at life. More specifically, though, she just straight up consumed a mage that had a lot of magic and then used her memories to be like, oh, this is what people look like, I guess.
I like that.
Vaguely. What people look like. This is what people look like if plant.
If plants grew on them, yeah.
And then she heads out to the big cities to ply her trade.
Shit. New York.
Little plant in the big city.
Concrete jungle where dreams. She didn't make it in New York, I bet.
No.
Pigeon shit on her.
Too much for the plant. Too much for the plant.
She did catch Hamilton, though, so that's all that matters.
Midnight Lane to
I'll let him
Ixtal.
cook.
I don't know. There's no. Throw it
Never
out.
mind. He dropped it. He dropped the pan.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the old lore. That's it?
I don't know if you had
I think
bits about
pretty
it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It's funny, I've been talking about this hive mind Zyra thing, but I would like her to then have her hive mind severed and be stuck in like a single vessel, as like the next plot beat for her.
I love that. Did you ever read the book Ancillary Justice by Anne Leckie?
Hell no, I haven't read shit.
Oh, that's a sci-fi novel where the protagonist is like this robot computer, basically, that used to run like a ton of, I don't know what you call it, like a humanoid, right? Like an android. They controlled a ton of them simultaneously, along with like a ship and everything else. And then at some point in the novel, all of that is severed, and they're left with one just like android that they're living in now. And it's like wild. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
Okay, that's
But that's
I'm
that's the
interested.
vibe, right? Like that sounds really cool because it's just you're suddenly like so small, and then maybe able to relate to the people around you who are also very small.
Vulnerable. She's on the back foot, right? Like
Yeah.
now that we've seen her kind of, you probably want to do a little bit more with her at her height just to really establish it, and then maybe that deal with Kiana goes sour and some crazy shit happens. I don't know, right?
Kiana would
I do want to
betray
read that
her.
book.
I would see that.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're writing the Zyra. We're writing it right here. Damn,
Yeah.
I'm liking this a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
You're welcome, Ryan.
Okay. Well, she's got nothing going on. She's very old. Like I said, she needs VO. She could probably use a visual update. Like, damn, just if you're gonna do it, let's go whole hog with it. Let's really give her something compelling.
Yeah.
Or not.
Did mention she was in the cinematic, A
New
New
Dawn,
Dawn, as
yes.
well. She starts the cinematic off like it's going to get a little sexy. She's kind of like ties up Ari's legs and
Saunters
and arms,
over.
and it's like, "Bleh. That's my sexy Zyra voice." Bleh.
Well,
That's
make
not
sure you
your
bring
sexy
that
voice.
in the bedroom. It is.
But then goes down like a chump. But one thing that was pretty crazy is when she shoots her vines at Ari when she's running away, and like a single one of her vines is like so fucking huge.
Ari just goes under them. Like,
Yeah.
they're so massive. Really impractical to catch, like, a small person.
Yeah.
She got high grounded, low grounded on that shit for sure, right?
She really
I know
did.
that E just hit
Just
you.
went through Ari. That was bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool to see her in a cinematic. I find it a little disappointing, like how she's reflected in the cinematic a little bit. But, I mean, not that. It's all just very cool to see League Champs in cinematics.
Is it
always
just that she
exciting.
gets like, she doesn't do much and then gets killed?
She doesn't do much. Yeah. I think that's my thing. And yeah,
Like if you were into Jax, you
to
might feel
me,
that
I
way too, right?
didn't love that. Yeah. Jax is like, he has a really cool little bit, you know. But yeah.
Goes down like a chump.
Yeah. That's all right. You know, someone's gotta. They're fighting each other, right? That's okay.
Yeah, but you kind of, I mean, I don't know. We all like to see them all use their little abilities, even if someone dies at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, we haven't got one of those in so long.
Maybe a little
I
bit.
like
but,
the direction of their new cinematics better.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
right.
no, I
mean,
guess
maybe
the
like,
Pantheon one, right? That was, or what was it called? That one had some fighting champs. God,
I was
you
thinking
did a
of that,
reaction to it.
Yeah.
and Still Here was the other one. I was
Still
thinking
Here
of.
had some
You're right.
too.
Yeah, we did kind of go back to that. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I just like their cinematics. They're always, it's
so
always
good.
exciting. Yeah.
I'm so pumped for World Cinematic coming out.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Is World's coming up? No, not really. I mean, end of the year, right?
It's closer than it is further.
Yeah,
God,
exactly.
That's true. Just need summer to end.
We have less time to wait than we
Clearly
have
ready
waited.
for Halloween.
Yeah,
That's true.
for sure.
Y'all want to hear about some AUs?
Yeah.
We
First
just got
up.
gifted 5 subs, though. real
Oh,
quick, so
shit.
nothing. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the gift subs.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's
I
see.
can't catch the name.
Ningtita?
Nintita.
Hey.
To celebrate my first main champ. Was Zyra your first main champ?
Nice.
Really?
That's exciting. I really didn't play her until I got her in ARAM once, and then I started playing her in ARAM, and then I was like, this shit's fucking sick, and now I love her so much.
I'm remarkably bad with her.
Yeah,
I feel like
have a
there's
lot of
some
trouble
champs
with her,
that
her seeds.
I can pick up and
Yeah?
play and be like, okay, this makes sense to me. Every time I've tried Zyra, like in an ARAM or something like that, it's been just a horror show. I'm so bad.
Did you ever play her? I guess both of y'all with her old passive, which they have in the art.
I did
showcase on her-
actually.
Oh man, I didn't. For everyone who doesn't know, her old passive is she would turn into a big plant, and then you would get one little shot of like a spike that you
Yeah.
could spit at someone.
When
It
you
was like a
died,
Kog'Maw
yeah.
death passive.
yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Any of your abilities that you touched would trigger it after you died.
Yeah. It looked like it was really hard to aim. I didn't play her then, actually. Although back then I used to watch a lot of Hafu. And Hafu used to stream League of Legends a lot, and she was a Zyra mid main because that's when Zyra went mid. And yeah, I remember seeing that passive a lot there. It was such a bad passive, honestly.
Yeah.
But I remember watching her, and I was such a baby League player at that point, and I was like, oh my god, I could never play this champion. Like, this looks so hard. I don't know how she's doing this.
And look at you now.
Look at me now. I badly play Zyra all the time. Fuck it.
And now I watch Hafu streams and be like, man, I could never be that good at
That's-
TFT.
You got master or something like
They
that.
did
with
master
Hex.
or some
Stop
shit.
it. Shut the fuck up.
All right, hit me
Well,
with the
first
AU.
up,
That
We
is
got-
funny that you now you watch off.
I know,
She
right?
plays TFT.
we got Infernal.
Zyra, but on fire.
Zyra, but on fire.
Put it out, put it out, put it out, put it out. Oh, fuck.
That's actually all of her voice lines in that skin.
I'm a plant.
Oh my
Did
God,
you guys
I
know
would-
I'm a plant? I can't do that.
Why would you do this to
Oh
me?
my god. I would pay actual money. I know I still got some RP on my account, but I would buy RP just to buy for that skin. If it did that.
Legitimately,
I would
if
learn
they made that
Zyra.
skin.
Yeah.
I actually need to go through now. Now I'm going to be paying attention to the skins because she also has a dragon skin. So I'm curious how many of her skins are wildly improbable plant situations.
Unfortunately, doesn't have different voice lines for this skin.
Scorching an entire world takes unimaginable strength, which is why the Ashen Lord called upon his legions of infernals to lend their flames. From the darkest depths, they each bring their own terrible powers to bear, though not all answer their call with the same burning enthusiasm.
I started yawning halfway through that laugh. Sorry.
That's fair. Wildfire Zyra. Once a forest nymph, Zyra was consumed by the infernal's burning touch. Now she seeks nothing more than to spread wildfire through the forests and valleys of her dying world.
Truly is Zyra, but on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Near literally. I was certain you were going to say, which has no lore. Which
She's got all lore, baby.
Hey, good for her.
I mean, she's got a theme song. It's not good.
Actually, it must be. I feel like it must be new.
No, it's old as shit.
Is it?
It's very old.
I listened to it while I was reading I Like How You're Looking Down. No, I just have the synth open, honey.
Is it like a variation of the League theme?
I was going to ask, is it the Summoner's Call?
I honestly don't remember. It's like a little over a minute, and it like at no point is interesting. I don't know. That sounds so mean. Maybe it is interesting, and I'm just awful.
No, I want to do reactions
don't...
to all the champion themes, by the way.
Oh, that'd be great.
We
could do Zyra
that
today.
shit.
Yeah, this is
I don't have a theme song. Damn.
You do have a theme song.
Do I?
wrote you a theme song.
Aww. Cutie. But anyway.
I composed her a song early when we were dating, so...
I definitely still remember it.
Okay.
I remember parts of it.
I don't have a theme song.
Shit.
Damn.
Write Mark a song.
What?
No, you're Honky Tonk LeBlanc LeBlanc. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. Fuck me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, her theme song. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. I don't think I even want to use it for the episode. I kind of just want to use our Dragon Trader Tristana that we've been using. Because that's like our thing, and it's our last champion.
At this point,
episode.
yeah.
I feel like I'm just going to use that. And then they have like a haunted version for the haunted Zyra skin, and it's just like a little spoopier. Like, that's it. It started playing immediately after on Spotify, and I was like, is it just playing the same song? No, it's the haunted version. Didn't even know it was different.
It's her theme song, but in minor.
You probably, who know music, would be able to hear more of a difference, but anyway. Next skin.
Tales from the Rift. Trick or treat.
Ding dong.
You better hope you have the good stuff. Tilt over pops, strike breaker sours, dark star chocolate bars. 'Cause if you don't, the kids on this block have some tricks up their sleeves. And this is Haunted Zyra. The old cemetery is no place for stray trick-or-treaters. The twisted, dead undergrowth celebrates this season as well, but their roots run deep into the blighted earth, and their games too often prove deadly for the lost and afraid.
Very goosebumps. This whole episode.
We got Dragon World. Twice did dragon fire consume the world. Twice from the embers were heroes born.
And thrice.
Dragon Sorceress Zyra. Survivors of recent monster attacks tell stories of serpents in the sky, and a powerful sorceress nesting deep in the mountains. If the rumors are true, it means the dragons have returned, and that this time, Zyra is breeding them.
Oh, shit. Okay, mommy.
Now, there's a short story here. Rise of the Dragons.
Oh, she has a short story for this?
It's kind of like one of those promotional website, like microsite lore blurbs.
Gotcha.
The first signs were small. A few sheep arrived, or a few sheep disappeared. The opposite.
Who the fuck can keep track, right? They come and they're going at all hours of the day.
She arrived. I mean, this weird.
It's Zyra, damn it.
John drops the flashlight that he's holding under his face. I mean, the sheep were disappearing.
Zyra bred some sheep. I mean, she ate some sheep.
A few sheep disappeared. A mountain hermit found dead. His shack burned to the ground. Then the survivors arrived, carrying what little they had left. They told stories of serpents in the sky and a powerful sorceress nested deep in the mountains. The dragons rose again, and the dragon slayers returned once more to the field. They fought as bravely as before, but this time, the dragons never stopped coming.
Oh.
What? I don't get it. I get the joke.
As honestly, it was your delivery. 90% of it was your delivery. If you were just like, the dragons never stop coming, like, that would have been fine. But you're like, the dragons never stopped coming.
I remember it differently.
Also, hi, Desolate Souls. I'm sorry. This is the time that you pop in to say hello. It's not delivery. It's smut.
It's de porno.
Could that be our next T-shirt? Is that delivery? It's de porno.
They're pretty good.
Oh, we can't put that on something. Well, we have "Welcome to Mudtown" on a shirt. So.
Hey, at least we don't have the butthole on the shirt.
You wanted it.
I was vetoed.
More's the pity.
Now, there's also I wanted to give you a little bit of lore about this whole thing. So
lore? Ew.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So hundreds of years have passed since like the first Dragon War. There was a big Dragon War back in the day, and they fought him back. And most of the ancient dragon slayers are gone now, and only Pantheon remains of the ancient dragon slayers.
Oh my god.
Now, Dragon Sorcerer Zyra is the leader of the second wave of the dragons. And Jarvan the Fourth gets so into this that he's like, I'm gonna give up my throne and fight with the new generation of dragon slayers. So he does that. And Dragon Slayer Xin Zhao is the one who actually strikes Zyra's lair in this AU and stops her and destroys all her eggs. Whereas Dragon Master Swain, who went there to fight her too, he got corrupted and enthralled by the dragons. So now he also does dragons. Not. Well, he does.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Eclipse.
I mean, they never
Coven.
stop coming. So.
You right?
And if Swain were around me... Anyway, Coven?
The witches lay in wait, a sisterhood of frightening pulchritude, their hopes whispered forth from desacralized lips. They speak of the bloating corpses of the old gods, of ancient rites carried out with magics long forgotten to mortal mind, of the return of what they call order, but others call suffering. Hark! Mankind's end fast approaches. Coven Zyra. They came to Zyra from the roots and rocks, stirrings of the night dove, its beating wings twisting the very land that is its grave. Tied now to the whispers beneath the loam, she rips away humanity's works of stone and glass, each broken vestige another step towards a world returned to nature.
It's a long fucking sentence.
And this has a prestige skin. But unfortunately, it's a continuation of the lore. It's not a.
Man,
We're not getting a. You know, not a walkway. What is it? Runway? We're
Right.
not getting a runway. Zyra.
a game plan.
We're essentially getting a walkway, Zyra.
Walkway makes more sense. Someone's running down that fucking thing. That would be great. Yo, I would watch all the modeling.
Sprinting.
If they were just
Right.
the
The
sprint
clothes
way.
are judged on how
event.
fast you can run in them. Yeah, I like it.
Prestige. The old gods stir and rise once more to greet their son, but she is slain, devoured by the daughters of the eclipse. On this lightless day they will rage, and quake, and howl, so all men shall know their first and final doom.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Shit, yeah.
I watched
This
that.
AU goes kind of hard, man.
It does really go hard. John's drunk.
I'm a little drunk too. I'll be honest with
I'm
you.
definitely drunk. I don't drink much these days, so I had a glass of wine and now a very large glass of champagne. For some reason, John poured me like such a big glass of champagne.
This fucking lady. Next up, we got Crystal Rose. Romance and joy are in the air at the yearly Crystal Rose Festival, where adversaries meet on peaceful, neutral ground to share a night of dancing, merriment, and making wishes for the future. Everyone is expected to leave their weapons at the door, as a promise for a better tomorrow. This is Crystal Rose Zyra. Born from a cutting of the Crystal Rose, Zyra wields her piercing thorns against any who seek to harm it. For this year's festival, she has agreed to attend in a social capacity, accompanying Swain as the Crystal Rose Festival's dual hosts, but her respect for his vision will not distract her from springing into action at the slightest hint of danger. And then we got Crime City Nightmare.
Neat.
If corruption and illegality existed on a map, Valoran City would be its center. A breeding ground for all things depraved, there are no depths too deep from which evil can be found, and the horrors that lurk there are eager to spread their influence. Crime City Nightmare Zyra. Zyra was once a longtime associate of Graves and a skilled con artist, but grew dissatisfied with the monotony of a low-end criminal lifestyle. Seeing a way out, Zyra merged with the fourth-dimensional horrors from beyond! She now follows the edicts of an alien power, ripping veins of sentient sludge from the earth and rending her enemies asunder.
Holy shit. Do they hear us bitching about this AU and they're like, okay,
I know,
you
right?
want to do some Eldritch shit?
Yeah, I'll show you some Eldritch shit. Fuck you guys.
Well, she was kind of bored one day, so she just decided to merge her fucking being with, just the Elder Gods. Fuck it.
I get it. Yeah.
No, I like it. Go whole hog.
Pop Audacity up down there. It freaks me out that I can't see it, and I'd like to be able to see that it's still recording.
Sure.
Oh, honey, did you just spill champagne all over your hand?
No. That's crazy.
As long as y'all are still recording, that's all. That's literally all I care about.
We'll find out. We are.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Next up, crime. Nope, that's what we just did. Next up, concrete canvas.
This skin, I was so excited when this came out.
This is pretty fucking cool.
It's so good.
In Styxbridge City, demons, creatures, and humans live side by side. Every year, a street art festival is held, culminating in a friendly competition to see who can make the biggest and boldest graffiti. Tag Fest! And this is Street Demon Zyra. Zyra is a devil whose work speaks for itself. Famous enough to be known by a single-name moniker, she has captivated the people of Styxbridge with her elegant style and effortless grace. In Zyra's skilled hands, paint flowers across concrete and blooms. Let's see. Paint flowers across concrete and blooms in every alley. Okay, I see. Blooms is being used as a noun here. Sorry, I got confused. In Zyra's skilled hands, paint flowers across concrete and blooms in every alley, claiming each slice of the city as Zyra's own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay,
it is cool. It's a very.
It took me a second to really. All right, I get the sentence now.
Yeah.
It's awkwardly written. I'm gonna blame the sentence.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it's a cool skin, too.
It is.
Next up, we got Moons of Ionia, Blood Moon. An ancient cult seeking irresistible power surfaces on nights of the Blood Moon to perform profane, esoteric rites, merging their flesh with demonic spirits and becoming one with an ever greater darkness. This is Blood Moon Zyra. While many Blood Moon priestesses follow the whispers of their demon, Zyra's demons howl with sadistic glee, and Zyra responds in kind. United in their thirst for corruption, Zyra and her demons seek out her fellow priestesses in order to unite them all as one. Only then can they spread their destruction to the world beyond Ionia's borders.
Okay. I kind of like it. I don't think I've ever seen this skin.
It's very new.
Oh, okay, there
it
you
came
go.
out April this year.
Okay, yeah.
I don't use it as much. I did buy it, though, because I have to have all of Zyra's skins.
Yeah, you gotta. And then finally, Storycraft. Long ago, the defeat of the great beast Galio gave rise to Lunar New Year traditions that are carried on through the retelling of that epic tale. Within the story itself lies a living world all its own. But when the world of the story is suddenly interrupted, the characters must work together to fix the mess and see their own myth through. This is Mythmaker Zyra. Zyra is a spirit of the paper, haunting the scenery of the great beast Galio and watching the story unfold again and again. When the lunar players fall into the paper myth world, Zyra's insatiable curiosity drives her to capture these newcomers, desperate to hold on to change and novelty in a world where the story always remains the same.
This is Wild Rift, right?
No.
No?
Mythmaker?
Mythmaker in general, I think, is Wild. I don't know for sure.
No, I have the skin.
Oh, okay.
I've used it. Yeah, Mythmaker.
Oh, okay.
Now, I will say, Mythmaker Zyra was used in the Lunar Extravaganza event, which was Wild Rift exclusive.
I didn't realize it was part of Storycraft, Mythmaker Zyra. Yeah, interesting. I guess it makes sense now that I'm listening to it. But
Yeah. Well, it's all very confusing, so don't feel bad about that.
thanks, hon.
So, Lunar Extravaganza is an in-client visual novel that follows, it was a Wild Rift one, that follows Zeri as she learns about the importance of the lantern lighting ceremony. So apparently back in the day, nights were longer and demons were everywhere until the dragon appeared, breathing blazing flames and lighting everything up. And that's how dawn came. So now the city waits for the sun to rise on the next day of the festival, and, that's how the festival works. At least that's how the mortals remember it. So Thresh is here too. He brings a lantern with a big old demon sealed up. And it powers up when mortals have fun on the night of the Lunar Extravaganza. Zyra, who's also here, realizes something is up. So she's a vestige of the old Evernight demon. So basically, there was a demon that made nighttime, and then the dragon brought the dawn. Zyra's a part of the demon. Thresh is technically part of, the dawn bit, but he's bored.
Okay.
He's like, I'm tired of this shit. I wanna be around for more than just one night. So, since Zyra is a vestige of the demon, she's not opposed to Thresh releasing the demon, but she's a real stickler for duty. And Thresh's duty is not to release the demon. That's not what he's supposed to do. I saw you smile when I said duty. Get a hold of yourself.
Twice.
You are a grunt. You have a child.
Are you fucking?
I was smiling at Stickler because she's made of sticks and shit.
Oh,
Nice.
that's a little bit better than my immaturity. Sorry.
No, I liked it.
Well, I'll leave, and you can raise Poppy on your own. Clearly, I'm not meant to be a mother.
What a gambit.
You're going to go find Zyra.
I'm gonna go find
Meant to
Zyra.
be.
I did push her out of my body, but
Zyra?
it's fine.
How did you survive?
God, no. I wish. No.
Let's see. Where am I at here? Let's
Sorry,
see.
you're right.
Oh,
I should have said I'll leave.
it was right there. So Thresh is trying to free the demon so that the demon will bring darkness, because Thresh can only roam in the darkness. So he just wants to roam for a little bit longer. But he's like, we won't fully release him, right? We'll release him for a few more days than normal, but then we'll put him back on in the old cage, and we'll be fine. Except turns out the old Evernight demon of old legend is stronger than this little fucking pissant Thresh, and he's like, I'm free now. Fuck off. So, then Zeri has to fight him and accidentally wakes up the dragon, and the dragon playsates him, and that's the cinematic.
Interesting. Kind of.
Yeah, I remember this,
Yeah.
yeah.
But those are the AUs.
All
I
right.
also have a few fun facts.
Yay! Lay 'em on me. By the way, how's that champagne mixed with the little bit of the peanut butter whiskey you had left in there?
I'm sure it's great.
It's pretty good.
Shocking. Okay.
It's bubbly. Bubbly whiskey. Zyra is voiced by Karen Strassman,
Nice.
who also voices Cassiopeia, Fiora, and Shyvana.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And another little tidbit there, given Zyra's similar appearance to Kerrigan as the Queen of Blades in StarCraft 2, it's worth mentioning that Zyra also has a taunt. This land is mine.
She says it just like that.
This land is mine.
This land is mine.
He-Man.
My land.
which resembles a Kerrigan line. This world is mine. Also, it's another kind of just fun fact about that is, let's see, do I have? Oh yeah, Karen Strassman also voices Isha, who is one of Kerrigan's minions in Heart of the Swarm.
Oh, nice.
All sorts of connections here.
They're really,
I'm really feeling that StarCraft.
I was going to say they're really tied together, and then I realized that wasn't a plant pun.
Oh, I love it anyway.
You're married to me. I have to.
They really share roots.
Yeah,
God,
those
thanks,
roots pretty
hon. Fucking thief.
Let's see. Some original Zyra facts here. Zyra, the predatory plant who relishes her new form, looks down on Maokai, the guardian spirit who laments his form. And yet, they might be the only ones able to show each other the merits of their newfound bodies. Which was something in kind of like a Riot Q&A, but really sounds, I think, sexier than maybe they meant it to.
Sounds so sexy. And you know what? I'm not opposed to it. They could regrow this land.
You know,
I kind of like the idea of Zyra in the Shadow Isles. Like, could her plants restore it? I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? Not us. Not
me.
Riot.
Okay.
It was also mentioned that Zyra might show some interest in Ari, considering the commonality in their acquisition of a humanoid form. But, otherwise, the fox is merely a many-tailed snack. Which is what I've described her
She's
as.
like many-tailed snack. I agree. Many-tailed snack.
Now, she re-explores the plant-growing theme of the canceled champion, Gavid. And then he had some tree ant abilities, too, which were re-explored with Maokai.
Interesting.
Okay.
Bradford Certainly T. Wenban hinted at Zyra having 3 hidden passives, which were later revealed to be 1. Actually, do you have any guesses as to what any of the passives are before?
Ooh, okay.
I already saw a little bit,
this.
so I'll leave it. Let Mark do it.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, so my first thought is maybe something with Leona, because it's sun.
That is one of them.
Ooh.
Oh, hey. It's like Battleship. It's like, oh, hit. Okay, shit. The second one I thought was like, there's gotta be someone with Maokai, right? That's my second guess.
Yes.
There is one. Yep.
B2, hit. Okay, awesome. Great. I'm gonna seek the cruiser here. And
I'll give you a hint on this one too. People have already touched upon it a little bit in chat.
He can't read chat.
I can't read chat, but that's okay because it means that other people are
fucked.
What about like Nami's like W? Because that's water. That's my guess. We're gonna go with that.
That's a great guess, but not it. No.
Fuck. Chat. This is all
Maybe
Chat's
he
fault.
can guess it based on the champions that it involves.
Okay, I'll give you the champions. It involves Karthus and Scion.
Yeah, something if she kills Karthus or Zion. What is that in reference to?
Plants vs Zombies.
Hey! She has 3
We got
passives.
there.
If Zyra kills either Karthus or Scion, or if one of them kills her, the killer receives 2 extra gold for, the Plants vs. Zombies nod. The second passive, Maokai gets +1 movement speed if Zyra's on his team. And the third one, Sunlight makes Zyra grow in size for a short time if she has the Leona passive on her.
That's neat.
Yeah. Zyra's dance references the cha-cha-cha. Zyra is the 4th champion to have a dedicated recall/teleport animation. Ooh, she should get bigger if she builds Sunfire, you're right.
Or smaller, because she'd be on fire.
Ooh, maybe they counteract. That's why they
Right, that's why she stays the
Like,
same
she's
size.
the same.
Enemies hit by grasping roots are applied the rooted, literally, cosmetic debuff for the duration of the root.
That's great.
Deadly Spines tooltip, describing thorn spitters as shooting little friendliness pellets, is a reference to Undertale.
Oh.
And finally, Ryan Morello Scott stated she was inspired by Sedita from Dofus.
I don't know
And
what any of that is.
I made a little mental note to myself. Hey, look up what Sedita from Dofus is so I can talk a little bit about it. I didn't do that.
All right, Mark.
Is it a sexy? So imagine a
Sedita
plant lady.
is.
So imagine a plant lady from a French anime, but she's sexy. I guess I don't know. I
can't
barely
possibly
know what
imagine
Dofus
a
is.
sexy plant lady, Mark.
Dofish just sounds like doofus, but they did it bad.
It's a real Dofus move.
I think I'm kind of
Dofus
right,
is an
actually.
online game.
Anyone in chat know what Sedita from Dofus is?
I don't know. I'm seeing.
Sedita.
I'm seeing a lady with green hair in a bikini. So I feel like I'm like 80% there.
Is the green hair just like, she's not actually a plant lady, but she has green hair, so thus she is plant. Kind of like how the
Okay, I'm seeing a
zombies
dude,
in
though.
Zombie University or...
Could be either male or female.
Yeah.
Oh god, these both look like characters from they look like the monks from Disgaea.
Oh damn! It is very Disgaea like the. Anyway, I don't know what Dofus is, but that's okay.
Anyway,
I like it.
that's Zyra.
That was
yeah.
Zyra. Any final thoughts?
Well, I did have a final thought. It's not related to her lore at all, but I really want a flower power Zyra skin in the vein of like Groovy Zillion.
Oh, that'd be so good. She doesn't really have like a
Fun ones.
silly fun
yeah,
skin.
silly.
Yeah, I'd love one of those.
Yeah, I want her like Joplined out. I don't know.
Just a little hippie Zyra skin. And when we're in the AU, she could be kind of fun. She's just like high as fuck, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Give us Plantus Joplin.
Yo, that was good. Shit.
So yeah, I think that's it.
I think that's it. Although we have a question. Just got here. Did you talk about the story with the Noxian scouts? And now I must know. What story is this?
I know what you're talking about. I wondered if we would talk about this, but I remember it being very fuzzy. So I'm trying to remember who we read this for. I want to say Swain, maybe. Where it was kind of an upstart Noxian officer who was sent on a ship that was going to go try and do something. This is a really good summary,
Nailing
right?
it so far.
Down in Ixtal, do y'all remember this? They were going down in Ixtal. It's from this officer's perspective, where they were kind of ruffling a lot of feathers, and they were kind of working with a trapper who was trying to capture like a specific rare beast, and they kind of realized that they had been sent there to die along with this trapper who was kind of at like their wits' end, and remember they're like trying to push the crew to like keep going, and the ship eventually gets stuck, and they keep going into the jungle. When they come back, the whole ship is like just the people had been kind of completely done over in vines and plant growth and things like that, and they're like developing a rash and shit.
I'm gonna keep it $1.50. Zero recollection.
None of this.
Ever
Yeah.
happening.
Wow.
Really? I remember when we read it, we were like, this might be Zyra. It's very like, there's not anything that really connects, as I recall, to like the things we've read here. But it's in
Yeah.
Ixtal, and it's plants, and they're killing people. So it's like,
it makes
we're 3
sense,
for 4.
right?
I mean, she doesn't have a lot of lore. Let's give that to her.
Yeah.
That's Zyra, folks. She also killed the Noxian team
Good
in that
for
story.
her. What a bad bitch.
Which I'm sure you can find on Universe, right?
What did we talk about this with? Who were we?
I think it was Swain.
Oh, Swain, right?
That's the only
okay.
champion I remember being
Wow,
kind
that
of
wasn't
vaguely
even that
connected.
long ago. I guess it was kind of that.
I mean,
anyway.
well, I don't know who it was in the chat that mentioned that, but if I'm wrong, tell me what story I'm thinking of. Or what story you're thinking of, or both.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds right. Killer plant that may or may not have been connected to Zyra. Says Twitchy the Twitch Sprite.
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, that was Zyra. I'm gonna wrap up for Audacity so we can stop recording Audacity and then we can keep streaming. Does that sound good?
We'll answer some of the questions in chat after we cut off the recording there. And...
Yeah, for sure. Well, that was Zyra. My final thought really is that I love her so much, but I hope they redo her lore again one day and they actually tie her to like Ixtal, where she is, you know?
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Figure that out. I really love the Kiana tie-in. That would be awesome, but I don't anticipate it. But who knows? Maybe one day. We have a Twitch. It's where we are right now, twitch.tv/Loreheads. John streams on Saturdays. He does TFT and ARAMs with viewers. So everyone here in chat, if you ever want to play some ARAMs or TFT with John, and sometimes Mark and I will try to jump in for the ARAMs later, although not like super lately because there's been like a lot of people playing with him. So, but yeah.
Right, why is he so fucking popular?
Oh shit, King of Hearts with the 10 gift subs. Thanks so much, buddy.
Thank you, Heart.
You are the best.
Heart, by the way, has been here from the beginning.
I know.
He's one of our longest, and now a buddy as well. Anyway, Twitch. Yeah, I will try to get back to streaming, but I do have to test some things out and see if things are even working, because I haven't been able to stream in a while. We have a YouTube. We're going to be posting the VOD of this on YouTube. We also have some clips and whatnot. If you want to see our beautiful faces and Honky Tonk LeBlanc LeBlanc, which was written by John and sung by Mark, please check it out. It was beautiful. We have a Discord. You want to find some people to chat with, play League with, check out the Discord. And we have a Patreon. We, a couple weeks ago, posted us playing champions. We had 0 mastery, and Hart was involved in that. I'm so sorry, Hart. Sorry about that one. We'll also have one where we picked each other's mains. That was rough. I just know I played Tristana for that, and I blacked out for the entire fucking game because I don't know how to goddamn play Tristana. Anyway.
Actually, don't even think that one's posted yet.
No. That'll be up soon.
That'll be up soon.
Yeah, thank you so much to all of our patrons.
But a very special thank you to our Madard tier patrons, both of whom are in chat with us right now. Mr. Dead and King of Hearts. If I had in my possession a Zyra plant that I knew was going to bloom and kill you, and you were like, I want that plant, I wouldn't give it to you.
Oh, wow.
I would not sell you the plant that would kill you. I would keep it, and you'd be mad at me. You wouldn't understand, but I would know that I was doing the right thing. So I would make that sacrifice for you.
Man, that's very Harry and the Hendersons of you. Get out of here.
Get out of here. No one wants your money. Well, please be sure to join us next week, because we will be back. I promise. We're not going to be talking about a champion, but we will be doing a retrospective, is what we have called it, where we will reflect on all of these episodes we've done. We have some questions to ask each other, I guess, that we're going to answer. Kind of talk about the future of the podcast and whatnot. And thank you all so much for being here through the A to Z. Should we change the opening? I don't even know. Oh, I can't fucking believe that we just did Zyra. This is wild.
Do you feel accomplished, or?
I feel terrified. I don't feel accomplished either. What is it? I just feel weird and scared.
It's strange. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so scary, but it's so exciting.
Yeah, it is so scary and so exciting. It has been a great journey. I agree, Edgar. And we will have future champions, obviously. I don't anticipate League disappearing anytime soon. They will keep releasing champions.
And we do have, for the record,
we have so much
got
shit.
The retrospective next week, but we do have kind of the next at least 2 months of episodes already
kind of planned out already.
Scheduled out and planned, so you know.
Anyway, bye.